All right, welcome. This video covers more about surface area, still looking at nets, but in particular we're looking at prisms and pyramids. Yesterday we looked at rectangular prisms or cubes, but today we're looking at prisms and pyramids. So the base of a prism does not have to be rectangular, like we saw yesterday, like a box. The base of a prism can be triangular, pentagon, hexagon, and so on. So we have a pentagon as a prism here. Notice the two bases across from each other. Kind of like this pentagon got stretched out, or is popping up out of the page. That is an indicator that this is a prism. Here's the octagon, and so on. Okay. Now, compare that to a pyramid. A pyramid is a polyhedron with one base and the same number of triangular faces as there are sides of the base. So, in other words, we got one base down here, the square, and there, since the square has four sides, there are four triangles coming together to one point at the top. That is an indicator that it is a pyramid, because it comes to one point. Prisms have two flat bases, okay, and those bases are the same shape on the top as they are bottom, but a pyramid has one base and then one vertex point. Now, slant height is needed in order to identify surface area. We might need to know the height of the pyramid, and that is the vertical height, so from the bottom all the way to the top. But that's not going to help us find the surface area of this triangle. So we need what's called the slant height. That's the height of a triangular face. All right, so don't get these two mixed up. The height of the actual pyramid is down here through the middle, top to bottom. Slant height is the height of this outside triangle. Now, I asked you guys to go through figure A, B, C, and D, and to determine several things about each of these shapes. So we decided that shape A was a prism, figure B is a pyramid, figure C is a prism, and this is a pyramid. All right, and then we talked about the shape of the base, the number of the faces, the number of the vertices, and the number of the edges. All right, and that was all helpful and good, but what we found out that they were getting at here is, excuse me just a second, turn this on here, is we wanted to see if we have a prism and a triangle, put those together, we have a triangular prism. And if we have a rectangle and we have a pyramid, we have a rectangular pyramid. And if we have a rectangle and we have a prism, we have a rectangular prism. And if we have a triangle and a pyramid, we have a triangular pyramid. All right. So back to this. You had to take a net and pretend you're folding it together. And the shape that you have, you're supposed to tell me what it was. We said it was a rectangular pyramid, the triangular prism. This is a triangular pyramid, and this is a rectangular prism. All right, and one indicator that it is a pyramid is it's got one base, one shape. The other sides are triangles. And over here, it's got two sides that are triangles. Those would be the two bases of this prism. Okay, this one's a little bit harder to see, but if you see that we'd fold it up, it's got three sides on the base, so three triangles forming the sides of this pyramid. All right, then we talked about surface area of these types of shapes. All right, let me go back to our single view, sorry. And we saw that it's basically like composite shapes. I've got a rectangle, I've got another rectangle, and two triangles. I need to find the area of each of these shapes individually and then add them together. All right, so remember the formulas for triangles and rectangles. All those are going to be needed in this lesson. And then they're going to give you a shape that's in 3D mode, and you've got to think it through or maybe draw a net to help you organize the information. The net might be really helpful because then you see that this base is a rectangle, in this case a square, 4.1 by 4.1, And then the triangle is going to be a base of 4.1, and the height is going to be 5, because this is our slant height. So find the area of each of these shapes and add them together, and that is your surface area. And remember, surface area, it's area, so it's going to be square units. So here's your assignment. You're supposed to do on page 162, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and these are just like we did on page 149, where you fold them together and you identify what kind of shape it is. Here, you need to draw a net that will form each solid figure. Make sure you've got a section in your net for each face that there would be. All right, and keep in mind there's some faces on the other sides here. And then on this one, calculate the surface area of the cube. Think through what we did yesterday. Remember what's unique about a cube. And then finally on 4, it's a little bit like this shape here. You might want to draw a net and then find the area of each part of that net. So hopefully this video was helpful, just to kind of trigger your memory on what we talked about today. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.